Hello everyone, Fluffy here, back with another mukbang. What I have for you today, I saw it on Food Network, and it was on the show The Kitchen, and they had, because of the Super Bowl, they had a lot of game day recipes. And what this is, as you saw in the title, are Korean sloppy joes. Now, you are supposed to serve it on a bun like any other sloppy joe, but I put on leaf lettuce because you know that I cannot have the bread. So I did a close-up and I'll put it in right here. Doesn't that look good? Oh, I know. I can't wait to dig in. And I fudged and tasted a little bit, and it was like really, really good. So I'm going to give you the rundown, but I'm not going to get like really nitty-gritty details. I will put the recipe in the description box. I did substitute. It does call for sugar, and so instead of sugar, I use that artificial sweetener syrup. I know I've showed it in another show, and if I get the gumption, this was difficult, so I'm kind of tired, but if I can think of it, I'll put a flashy, you know, a picture over here of the stuff I used, because the guy said the sugar was basically to get a caramelization on it. So there's a bunch of things, and all you need to know is that all of this, and it was the gochujang actually that was the biggest carbs in here. And so basically the whole meal, and I used, it calls for a pound of ground beef, and I used 1.2 pounds. I looked at the package of ground beef, 83% lean, and it's starting to dry out because of the ceiling fan. So I know you saw it nice and juicy in the thing, and this is fixing to get really, really cold. I used, instead of using 5 tablespoons of gochujang, I only used 3 to save some carbs, because this jar of gochujang, it was 5 carbs per teaspoon, and there are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, and this called for 5 tablespoons, y'all. That was too much, so I only used 3, and that still got me 45 carbs. So all total for the carbs on the whole dish was 61.2. I divided it up into 6 portions, and each portion was a half a cup, so this is 2 portions here. So divide out that all by 6. 61.4 divided by 6. I decided that it was, y'all, I had it and then I don't have it now. Okay, divided by 6 is 10.3. So I have here 20.46 plus 3 carbs for the lettuce, and I'll have all the stats here. So let's get started. And that might stay up a while because I may give you the breakdown so you'll see it. So the bottom line is, this is not all the mixture. So this is going to be kind of messy, y'all. Because I'm supposed to like eat it in one bite, but I don't want to. Ooh, here comes the gochujang. Woo! And the jar I have is hot. It says hot on it, so it's on the spicier end. But you know, this jar said no sugars. Where it says carbs, dietary fiber, and then sugars. So It's got to be the pepper. Got to be, the carbs have to come from the pepper. Because when I asked Google about gochujang, they said, Google said 3 carbs per teaspoon. But the jar said 5. So because I used the jar, I said 5. So that's 15 carbs a tablespoon. 45 carbs just in the gochujang, y'all. It does call for 1 cup of sliced onions. Just for y'all. Plus I was curious because of all the hassle yesterday when I did the sausage with onions. It's messy, but that means it's juicy. Because I thought I was going to have to add more water since I didn't put a lot of gochujang on there. But it came out real juicy. So I just lost my train of thought. It asks for 1 teaspoon. Actually, what it asked for was 1-inch knob of ginger. And I put in 1 tablespoon of ginger, I believe. Yeah. And that's only, minced ginger is only 1 carb for a tablespoon. So, and this using 1 tablespoon, so I don't know how much a 1-inch knob diced up, equals to 1 tablespoon. I'm sure there's calculations somewhere, but, and this is very ginger forward. So if you like a little bit of ginger, you're not overly crazy about it, then I would back up a little bit on that. Because what you do is you add all the ingredients to the meat and then you marinate for a couple of hours. And that's what I did. And then you fry the onion in some vegetable oil. So when you see vegetable oil in the ingredients list, that vegetable oil is just to fry the meat and stuff. Then you fry it, you fry the onion, and 1 cup of raw onion, when you cook it down, turns into ½ a cup. So that's 2/4 cups. Well, you know what, god dang it, I'm going to see what it is. And so I fried it, threw it into a measuring cup so I would know. So that was 8.6. This tastes really, really good, y'all. And this is like, I think I like a whole cup. I divided 1 pound into 6 portions. So now, yeah, I think it was a ½ a cup. Yeah, I think it was a ½ a cup I used. So each portion was a ½ a cup. So there's 1 full cup divided into 3. I was gonna do 4 lettuce, but the lettuce was so big that I just divided it into 3. Woo! This is a spicy dish, so this is not for the faint of heart. Now I suppose it would still be an Asian dish if you left out the gochujang. You could even do less than 3 tablespoons. Maybe add a little bit more soy sauce so that the marinade, you know, mix soy sauce into the gochujang if you use less to thin it out so it gets all over the meat. You could do that. This is really good, y'all. This is worth the 20 carbs because all I've had was 3 carbs today. I had a broth. I had a avocado. I just scooped it out the shell, y'all. And then some carb-free extra cheddar cheese. Because I had this in mind and I had already read the gochujang. And so, not knowing how it was going to pan out. So, and you know, if you only want to do half a cup, you know what I mean? Then it would only be 10 carbs with your lettuce leaf. Well, 11 because one leaf. I did 1 carb for leaf because it's green lettuce is all I could see. And I am using the Atkins counter. And, you know, I think it depends on where you get your info of what has carbs, because one time I was looking up cinnamon, and according to Google, cinnamon has carbs. But looking at the Atkins carb counter, it says cinnamon has 0. Or no, vanilla extract. So, I have it to go thingy here because I forgot a fork. I had it and I forgot it, and I wasn't going to get up because I'm kind of wedged in here. I'm sitting on the couch because, you know, I was looking at all my thumbnails and they were kind of starting to look the same, and I don't want to get monotonous. So I decided to come over here. And, you know, usually little man will come over here, but I have all my notes and stuff. So, just to be clear, I substituted the sugar in this recipe. You could use the artificial sweetener, the powder kind, but the stevia, y'all, has carbs. And I have brown sugar, stevia, the regular stuff, and then I have that syrup, and the syrup was 3 carbs per teaspoon, per tablespoon, but it's 2 dietary fiber, so it's 1 per. Right. The garlic, 1 tablespoon, is 2.6 carbs. See, y'all, it's them little carbs. Stevia. Yep, 1 tablespoon, so it was 1 carb. Yo, I didn't know. You know, I thought I could do good measurements. It is 3 teaspoons in 1 tablespoon. I did not know that. I always thought it was 2 teaspoons for 1 tablespoon, and it's not. So it asks for a tablespoon of sugar, so it's 1 carb, so that's 3 carbs for a tablespoon of that syrup. So I decided to use the syrup. That's what gives it the shiny, the little sheen on it. All right, 12 minutes, last one. Anyway, the leaf lettuce, I just realized I said 1 carb a piece because for leaf lettuce, 1 cup chopped is a carb. So I had to do it in my brain. If I chop this up, would it fit in the cup? I think so. So close enough. So, oh, don't leave me. Yeah, I have a spoon and I'm using my hand. And I used it a minute ago, damn it. Okay. Oh, that's why the lettuce is like torn here. Let me tear this and we can use it for that. And I'll just eat it like a taco. What do you think? Think that'll work? Yeah. Can always guarantee a messy meal if you're doing lettuce cups. Lipstick almost made it through the whole thing. That's a little left. Bala, you can come up here, babe. You can come up here. You're not getting anything, but you could come show the peoples. Little man is sitting on my recliner. Y'all, I got a story. So yesterday, you know, I had a piece of that sausage left, and I kept it on the plate. And I have 2 tables. The table that this is on, and then a TV tray that is on. Well, I've kept that TV tray out because of doing these 2 mukbangs. So I've been having them side by side. Anyway, I slid this table over so I could edit, and I put the plate on there. How about I went into the bathroom in my room and Big Dog followed me. 2 little dogs stayed out here. I come back, I see little man on the floor. He looks up and he's got that piece of sausage in his mouth. He's never done that. Molly and Sheba have. He got in trouble. I tried to swat him, but he ran into the kennel. So that's kind of home base for them. So I just kind of got on him. All right. The picture went away, so I'm hoping that I'm still recording. Let me reach and see. Yeah. I need a new mouse. I've dropped the sucker so many times that sometimes it doesn't work. I'm just waiting for the remote to not work. Well, good, I can't hardly talk. Fluffy hasn't shut up since she started filming. Well, yeah, I'm sniffling. This is spicy, but I can't even tell you how wonderful it is. Even though it's short, 2 tablespoons of gochujang, and there's 0.2 ounces more of meat, because it asks for a pound of ground beef. Ground beef. So, I don't know how much hotter it would have been. And I was going to make some kimchi jjigae, a small little tiny pot of the kimchi jjigae. But that would have added to my carb count. Kimchi does have some carbs. So, there you go. 17 minute mukbang. I hope you enjoyed it. Yo, it took me quicker. It took me longer to cook the sucker than it did to eat it. I felt like I was at Thanksgiving. But it was a good thing I had to marinate it because it took a while to get all the stuff together. And I was trying to get exact measurements so that I could report to y'all. Like I said, you will have seen it and I will have kept it up a while to get the, and you could always screenshot it. The biggest thing to know that if you substitute what I substituted, the sugar and less gochujang, it is 61.4 carbs for the whole dish minus the lettuce. So, and I broke it up into 6 portions, and I had 2 of the 6 portions. So that was the 20.46 plus 3. So 23.46 for the 3 lettuce cups. So there you have it. The things I don't do for y'all. No, I'm just playing. I happily do it because when I was doing Atkins the first time, I had to learn it all myself. So, oh, I was on a roll about people wanting me to review some items. Well, I've been going back and forth with this company, and I'm not going to say who it is, but there was this company that approached me about doing a review on some keto creamer. It was a vanilla flavored keto creamer. So we went back and forth, and he was telling me how he wanted me to review it, and they were in the process of making it, and yada yada yada. So I had to look at an agreement, a partnership agreement or sponsorship agreement or something like that. And so he sent me the ingredients. The ingredients look good. It was a 0 carb creamer and all of that. So when I started looking at the partnership agreement, it was pretty cut and dry. I was assuming I would get the powdered creamer for free so that I could test it. It didn't say anything about any other compensation. And I had questions for him, and he said, let me know, and I haven't heard from him. So I don't want to assume that because of what I asked, he doesn't want me to do it. One of the things was that I agreed to allow them to add words to the title up to 5, and to add up to 5 words in the description, and that I would have to send him, before I published, I would have to send him a copy of the video for approval, and that I would have to allow them to use my video in its entirety in the advertising, which I didn't really mind that. You know, all that's going to mean is exposure for my channel. And he said that I would retain all the credit for the video. So, but it was like, and I told him, you do understand that I'm going to give an honest review of this creamer. You know what I mean? And for the most part, the only review I would get is how it tasted, you know? And I don't know if he didn't like that, because usually when I would email them, I would get an email right back, and it's been a couple of days, so I don't know. I told y'all I would be very forward, very transparent to you when it comes to something like that. So I got notification, and that's what reminded me. I got another email from somebody that does holistic things, bath items and stuff for chronic illness, for chronic pain. And so I told them, you know, I'm going to give an honest opinion about it, but I would love to get some samples to show my viewers, yada, yada, yada. So we'll see how that goes. But I just kept wanting to tell y'all that. I'm like, honest, you know? Because the first thing I'm going to say is it's carb-free creamer, vanilla flavor. I would probably jump on that. You know what I mean? You know, all artificial sweeteners, whether it's stevia or not, they do have an aftertaste. So it would just depend. Like I told y'all, the mints. I never got any feedback from the mint people, but the mints did have an aftertaste. But what did I tell y'all? You're not into coffee. It may be something to consider. Which, did any of y'all ever get any of those mints? Let me know. Even the small sample packet. I'm curious. I'm really curious. And somebody said they were going to order one of these too. Did you? And if so, did you like it? If you didn't, that's okay. But I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to do it just to make a buck. I don't believe in that. You know? So, 22 minutes and I've been done for 5. So, God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind and be your own advocate. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all real soon, okay? Bye.